Good morning, and happy Saturday. This is day 4 of Write With Me with Danita Jones. I'm Danita Jones, and this is day 4 of 30. I'm doing this as my own personal challenge, but I invite you all to come along with me. I am doing every day at 5 a.m. Pacific time and 1 hour co-working session. So I'm actually doing my research, but it eventually would turn into my writing. I've been a writer in Hollywood for almost 30 years, and I've been producing television for a long time as well. But my passion has always been writing, and I've written for the original Frasier, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, written for studios, and because I've been writing and doing, life been sorry, and because I've been producing, you know, that takes a lot of time. I've gotten away from my actual writing, my actual passion, which is my historical fiction project. And that's what I'm working on, continuing to work on today. I've been working on this all week, or not all week, since, day one. I started this a few days ago. And yeah, so I'm about to hop in. We have my timer, doing two 25-minute sprints, a 10-minute break in between. And normally when, people have writing questions or tips, or we'll share during that time. And then also I just, share something that I've just actually got through researching. The story, for those that haven't been following me or just jumped in today, my story that I'm working on right now is on Peter Crosby, who was a Black elected sheriff in the Reconstruction era for Vicksburg, Mississippi. His election, which actually he ended up being removed from office, or forcibly removed from office, by a 600-person mob, and so he went to Governor Ames. He asked to, what can he do? Governor Ames told him to go ahead and deputize people, get your office back, because you rightfully belong there. And when he did that, though, a massacre happened. So I'm researching. I'm going over today the congressional hearing testimonies, and I've been in these testimonies for quite some time. This week, I'm happen to be still in with Andrew Owen, who is someone that Peter. He went to his home right after he fled from the mob, and so to get the account of what went on from that point on, and actually the breakdown of the whole massacre, because Andrew was there too. He was shot at, and there's even a time in the testimony that they were shot at for 15 minutes. So it's a fascinating story, and I'm looking so forward to writing the historical fiction novel on this. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and start, and 25 minutes. Here we go. All righty. So that was the 25 minutes. I will set this for 10. And go. And I'll just talk about what I've just been researching. So I'm still in the midst of researching Andrew, or reading through Andrew Owen's testimony. Currently, where I'm at, he's being interviewed by, or I don't know, it's not even really, I don't know if you want to say cross-examined, but it feels very much like a courtroom. But we've seen on TV, on C-SPAN, how these congressional hearings go. So there's a committee, and here we have a panel of Democrats and there's a panel of Republicans, and they're all asking their questions about what happened with the massacre. And so, or what went down, they call it Vicksburg Troubles. That's even what the document is labeled, Vicksburg Troubles. And so he right now is being interviewed by William O'Brien. And William O'Brien is a Democrat, and it's different than how, the current situation, not current situation, but, things changed in the 60s for the Democrats and Republicans. In the 1800s, the Republicans, there were many Black Republicans, and they were about rights, and they wanted to, the white Republicans wanted to work for ending slavery. The Southern Democrats, they were not. So during this time, in the testimony of Andrew Owen, and O'Brien is questioning him, a lot of his questions are trying to blame Governor Ames, because they end up, I can't remember if this happens, the impeachment of Governor Ames, which I need to, they wanted to impeach him. And so a lot of the questions that I've been seeing right now, and even yesterday when I was, another Democrat was questioning Andrew Owen, was about a lot about Governor Ames, because they wanted to set up a case to have him impeached, because they believe that he is the one that stirred everything up, which, first, Peter Crosby was ousted by a mob of 600, white people. And I would assume that it was mostly white supremacists, because that's pretty much what the crowd was. It was white liners, and they were before the KKK. And so, so he, was forcibly resigned. He had to resign. He was forced to resign. And he went to Governor Ames to let him know that, hey, I've been forced out of my office. And Governor Ames encouraged him to get his office back. So, but they're trying to say that Peter actually pretty much caused the massacre by him trying to get his office back, which is not the case. All of the questioning is really being hit hard of trying to paint it as if the Black people were after the white folks. They're just trying to live their lives. And then, I always feel like when you see things like this, and I think even in today's world, they just try to paint this whole picture of what is not true. And even during this time, I think since it was so recent, slavery was so recent, because this is from 1874, they were just all, and they know what horrible things they did to Black people. They know. And they just always, I think that, oh, well, they just want retaliation. But no, they're just trying to, hey, he was rightfully elected. This is his office. He needs to be able to get back into his office and do his job. But all of the questioning, saying, for instance, let me see if I can find any of some of these lines. I'm over, when you see me typing over here, I'm taking notes. And because it's a lot to go through, and I really want to be able to like highlight certain things. It's too, of course, with history and writing historical fiction, you can't cover every single person, right? You have to pick out the ones that, and the stories that stand out the most. And sometimes you may even combine some of the people, or create a new character that represents a few people, basically. But anyway, so let's see. I should have highlighted. I was taking notes, but I don't know if I can find it here. Something about wanting white bloodshed or something like that. And he's like, no, I never said that. So there were like all these rumors of things that he had supposedly said before everything went down. But he's like, no, I never said those things. And so, but you see these type of things going on all the time. They're always like the guy before, Spear, who's another Democrat. He was hitting him hard about a lot of different things. He's like, no, that never happened. No, that never happened. But this is what happened. He's like, for instance, like yesterday, I was talking about how Spear said, well, when you fired, when your men fired, he's like, no, we never fired. They shot at us first, and they kept shooting. And so, and just now I even found out that, which I didn't know, that Andrew Owen had got injured. So he was shot. He had jumped into a ditch because a lot of his men he told to scatter, and those they did get away, but he was shot. And so he jumped into the ditch because they were coming so fast, so quick and fast, and just firing, that he felt like that was the best place for him to go, because he felt like if he had kept running or tried to run off in the distance, they were coming so fast that he would have been shot dead, or more severely injured. So yeah. But I just find all this fascinating, because why I find it fascinating, not the violence of it all, of course, but the resilience of Peter Crosby and the people that were helping him, and other lawmakers that were, other Black lawmakers that were trying to make a difference. Most of them had been formerly enslaved. Andrew Owen was formerly enslaved. And you're like, look, the laws have changed. We are free. We are citizens. We have the right to vote. And many people, let me see if I can pull this up here too. This is one of the many books that I've been look at regarding, this is Freedom's Lawmakers. And it lists a lot of the Black elected officials. And I think I have it in my descriptions down there, my link for book recommendations. I have this and quite a few other books that I've used in my research of this time period. So please take a look at that. And also, speaking of that, I have a free gift for 10 storytelling tips. And it's more than just, storytelling. It actually just helps you get out of your own way. And that's another reason why I'm doing this. It's like I just need to sit down and get back to the work that I really want to do, the work I feel I was called to do. And so grab your free copy. The link is in the description. And yeah, so what else do I have there? I haven't looked at the descriptions in a minute, but definitely grab your free gift. My Substack. I write a lot about these people and my Substack, Histories Untold Stories in America. That link should be down there as well in the descriptions. Yeah, I have a bio on Peter Crosby just so you can know more about him. And I was honored to write a piece for enslaved.org, which is led by um, Henry Louis Gates Jr. and Stephen Niven, who's the one that invited me to write a bio on Peter Crosby because he had never heard of Peter Crosby. And so I'm grateful to have been a contributor for that. Well, it looks like the time is about to end, and I'm going to get back to it. feelings. All right, that is the time. I just got caught up with going over more of this testimony and all the back and forth. I really have to see there is one of the Democrats, um, Williams. He's so fixated on what Andrew was wearing. Apparently, the underlining of his coat or cape, as they say, was red, and it was flying up in the air. And he's brought this up a few times, so I have to see in the earlier transcripts, um, testimonies, like what other people said about this, because it comes off as if this was kind of like a thing of saying we're using the red coat as some type of way to say of a charge, in a way of to be aggressive, that we're coming for you type of thing. But and just like, it's a coat, it's just this, it's a red coat, that's all it is, um, and then uh, Mr. Hubert, who is Republican, and also the chairman, they always bring it down to the basics of, like, look, like when right now, the last thing I was just typing up in the notes was like, when it's all boiled down to the white people are upset of who you voted for, and they want you to vote for who they want you to vote for, which have been like the Southern Democrats, um, and yeah, and so, and Andrew had a powerful ending line on that. He's like, yeah, it's all about the hurt feelings. It's all about the hurt feelings. So, whew, crazy. But thank you so much for watching. I will be here tomorrow at 5 a.m. You can jump in at any time during this challenge. You're just trying to get back on track on whatever you're working on, whether if it's writing, researching, or hey, as I said before, sometimes, hey, people just need to even clean out their mailbox. So it's a co-working time for us here. And if you have any, questions about writing, any story tips, please always put them in the chat. And then follow me on TikTok, subscribe here for sure, so you can know I'm coming on. And also get your free ebook. It's in the descriptions. And I will see you tomorrow.